All right. Yeah. Welcome to Pages Pixels, everybody. April is, basically winding down, just about over, and that means it's time for April Power Rankings. We're going to be talking about the best and the worst movies or shows of April 2026. Specifically, we're going to do three good ones and two bad or disappointing ones. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Kevin, and before we get started, please do subscribe to the Pages to Pixels YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Make sure you like this video and turn on notifications. It helps us out. All right, now let's get into rankings.
All right.
Kevin, do you want to go first or should I?
Um, sure. I can go first, but before I do that,
All right,
happy birthday, Belle. Love you. Um,
birthday.
uh, her birthday's in 4 hours as of the time of recording this. So,
By the way, just so anyone's watching, this is kombucha. It's not beer or anything else.
and just so everyone's watching, this is rum, and it's very strong. No, it's just water, because I'm boring. Yeah, so sure. Like I think this was a pretty good month of movies for me. I will say there was one week where I spent it watching like really bad, like poorly rated movies like the whole week. So I'm not gonna talk about most of them, but I will talk about one of them because it kind of drove me crazy. And then I just so happened to watch another like slop bad movie later on. So it was just like it was mostly a month of bad movies that I saw, but I when I sought out a good movie, it was always good. So it kind of outweighed how much like bad stuff that I watched in the end.
All right. Are you gonna start with your good ones or your bad ones? So you go descending order, ascending order. How are you doing it?
Mhm. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start with my two bad ones first and
Okay.
just get them out of the way. So the first one is called the Octo Games, and it came out in 2022, and it's basically a very low budget parody of Squid Game.
Okay, that's what it
Um,
sounded like.
yeah, it's shamelessly ripping off of it. This movie is about like how a group of strangers think that they have a chance to be with this like pro gamer guy, and it's actually making me mad. I don't remember his name because it was a really funny name. Um, but basically, he's kind of like the Mr. Beast of this world. That he's like the biggest streamer on the planet, and he puts together this deadly game for his subscribers to to kill them off or whatever. And then he's going to flee to literally, I think they make a joke that they're going to flee to Epstein Island. That's how bad it was. So,
It's an island like
yeah.
how the island in Squid Game, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And he kidnapped them and took them to his house is what that ended up being is what they did, but he said he would flee to an island in the end or whatever. And he has like a girlfriend character who like tries to betray him, but it doesn't work. It's really a cinematic masterpiece. Um, this movie.
This reminds me of those. I think they call them mock busters as opposed to blockbusters. But like, there's how instead of Transformers, there's Transmorphers.
Yeah.
Instead of there's Atlantis Rim instead of Pacific Rim.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those?
It is kind of like one of those, but it feels almost like a bit of a like I do think it's kind of trying to be its own thing, but it's really
Hmm.
like the name pun is already obvious, and they also have people in like jumpsuits with masks,
Right.
so they're definitely just playing off of the hype of Squid Game. But they also have a guy in a murderous like fox costume inexplicably, and I think that's supposed to be a reference to the what does the fox say YouTube trend.
Oh, I'm like 10 years ago now or something.
Yeah, like And this movie was made in 2022, so it's not keeping up with the times.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess like 8 years for that
Hmm.
movie. I don't know. What does the Fox say came out a long time ago?
Yeah, and there's been so much has happened to like those early like YouTube sensations. Rebecca Black
Yeah,
was on a Celebrity Jeopardy episode recently.
I did not
But
know
yeah,
that.
in short, the Octo Games is really bad. Um, I would caution people to even watch it at all. It's just like slop entertainment. If you want to watch a bad parody of Squid Game, this is probably the best one. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
All right.
Um,
What's next?
the next bad movie I watched, actually, like, it's not even like the worst movie I've seen, but it was kind of disappointing too. It was called Kill Streak, and it came out last year. And it stars Austin Mahone, the former uh, teen heartthrob, like also 10 years ago. Who's only I don't know how he's relevant to this movie. Um, he and a bunch of other Twitch streamers that are popular online get invited. They basically get thrown into playing an online game in which if whatever happens in the game happens to you, the player, somehow. They never explain how they do it. Um, and yeah, this is I don't know. Have you ever seen Unfriended or any of those online movies?
I've not seen Unfriended. I have seen both Searching and Missing, and I thought both of them were great. Although I've heard
Yeah.
that they're kind of the exceptions to that kind of movie where they work and the others kind of don't.
Yeah, I would say for the most part, most like web application horror is not very good, or just web
Hmm.
application movies in general. Searching is pretty unique. I do like Searching a lot. I think Missing was okay. It's not as fun, I think, as Searching, but both of them
Yeah, I
have
would
like a
agree.
really cool style. I couldn't imagine doing the screenplay for that, honestly.
Yeah,
Too many tabs open.
I know.
um, but Killstreak is kind of like Unfriended, but it's based around gaming. And there is one cool element, which is that they seemingly built a game for the characters to play. The only problem is most of the time, none of these people, none of these actors actually look like they're playing the game. They just look like they're looking at a screen recording of someone playing the game and reacting to it. And it's really just like annoying.
That, yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound very good. I guess for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
uh, it just sounds. Is it at least one of those bad movies that you can laugh at, or is it one of those bad movies that you're like, oh, I'm bored?
This was the watch party I think that had the most laughs at it. So I do think
Okay,
so. It's like
at least
that and
that.
that and Birdemic, which I won't be talking about in depth, but Birdemic is
Yeah, I
funny.
mean, so this is yeah. So basically, this is like yeah, you watch it with some friends. You don't watch
Hmm.
it alone. You watch it with friends, maybe. Um, yeah, maybe you're drinking some alcohol or whatever, so that way you're not fully. You can relax a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like the the main humor that comes from this movie is just watching them not know how to play the game. Um, like and
Oh,
like they'll be like really uh they'll react so much um that it almost comes across as kind of uncanny. Another thing that also was pretty funny was they had like a live Twitch chat throughout the like first 30 minutes of the movie, but I became very disappointed because I realized as I saw all the names that passed by that they were AI generated, and they just kept repeating the same comment. And like I don't know if you've ever seen Spree, but Spree has such a good Twitch chat that movie's Twitch chat made me so mad because I was like, this is not how a Twitch chat would react at all.
Um, okay. Yeah, that definitely does not sound. Yeah, the AI generated Twitch chat, really? Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming the characters at some point figure out how that they're playing the game and then they're dying in real life, right?
Right. So like how do they get out? They kind of try to do the unfriended stuff where they try to get out of it. They try to break it. One guy tries to like uh do some sort of coding thing. But the first person who dies, literally he he fails because he doesn't get past the level, and so he gets killed. And he was like, "I'm out, whatever." And then the ghostly entity like comes and like throws his head on the table, and on the camera it's like super bloody. And then the rest of the players were all in a game room. They're just like, "That was weird." Like they don't acknowledge it at all.
Why not just stop playing the game once you realize this pattern is emerging?
Because they decide that they're going to leave the game. One girl who's like famous on TikTok, I guess is the only way I can describe her. She's like I'm done, and so but she leaves her camera on, and then she just is like walking around the room, and then she gets killed by the entity. So when she walked
Okay,
away from the
okay.
game, it killed her, and they saw it.
Yeah, at least it establishes, at least the movie shows that basic competence to where
Yeah,
there isn't a very, very easy solution to this.
no, it's pretty much an impossible game to win. It's
Hmm.
playing the scary maze game. It's playing the spider game that's like on the computer, but then you get jump scared when when you're using the spider. I don't know if you know any of these games, but yeah,
I have like heard of the scary maze game.
yeah. It's I don't you never even played any of those games?
I don't think I have actually.
Okay, we have to like stream you playing the scary maze game now. Yeah. But yeah, Kill Streak. It is not horrible, but it is one of the bad movies that I definitely would say I remember this being pretty disappointing for the new bad movies I saw this month.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
All right. What about the good ones?
so I'm gonna kind of talk about this one very briefly, but the drama was it, I think at the time that we did the recording, I said it was probably my favorite of the year. Um,
Hmm.
I'd say that still is probably true, but I also really still love Project Hail Mary, so it's kind of just like one of them gets talked about more. Like I've seen
Hmm.
so much stuff about Project Hail Mary, but the drama I think has a really interesting commentary and story. The performances are really memorable. I feel like I'm gonna be thinking about this all year, and then I'm gonna be salty when it doesn't get an Oscar nomination.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: the drama is somewhere on my list. Um, and yeah, I mean, I thought the movie was just fantastic. We've done like we've done a whole episode on it, actually an episode and a half because we did one where only I had seen it, but then when you saw it, we were able to go a little bit more into spoilers.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, just awesome movie, really, really funny in that kind of like awkward, or not awkward humor, um,
Cringe.
but like yeah, cringe or but see, like I don't even want to say like it's cringy. It's more so um like it's supposed to make you cringe, but not in the you're cringing.
Hmm.
You know, it's playing with like irony because it's talking about, there's situations that I end up being funny purely because of what's going on and
Yeah.
everyone else doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like,
hmm Yeah,
I
I
really,
cringe isn't like, oh, that movie is cringe.
yeah, it's one of those movies that make you feel like uncomfortable, like
Yeah.
in this setting. It's like a spider crawling on you. Like you cannot help but feel
Yep.
like what is going on. I really couldn't. I couldn't. I could talk endlessly about the movie, but I almost feel bad because it makes me be able to not talk about other movies. Oh, yeah. I think we'll see this probably in our top 10 by the end of the year, in which like we'll be able to reflect. Or maybe this year's even more awesome, and then all of these movies
Yeah.
are out of the top 10. But
All
yeah.
right. What you got next?
Okay, so the next film is called Monster. It's from 2023, directed by Hirokazu Koreeda. I hope I pronounced
hmm
that right. But he, he's directed a lot of movies in the last few years. I think he's been like doing one a year very consistently. And in 2023, I ended up not being able to see Monster, and so I've been like just like waiting, like when is it gonna get like a full release, and then it eventually did. But I've just been lagging on it, and so now I finally saw it, and man, this is like one of my favorite films like ever. I mean it like ever. Like it's so good. I'm not sure how much have you heard about this movie.
No, I've heard very, very little about this movie.
Okay. I would say like I would definitely recommend you watch it. I think that like this is one of those movies that um if you like really get it, like you will love it. Um so but the
Oh,
basic
wait, I
premise of
take that back.
uh-huh.
I take that back. I have heard of this movie. I saw the poster. I looked it up. I saw the poster, and it's like, oh wait, I do know of this movie. I haven't seen it, but it's been sitting in my watch list for the longest time.
Gotcha. Okay. I was gonna say like it's kind of I don't know, I think I've seen like a lot of I had seen a lot more posts since like its official release. I always see it on some like just some like pretentious film Twitter like tweet like amazing movies with rain like and it'll be like a rainy photo of a little boy in this movie. But yeah, this movie's basically it's one of those films that changes perspectives um from character to character, but it's all kind of telling the same story, just um different segments follow different characters. So at first we're following this mom who is like uh she has a son who is having trouble in school. It's and she thinks that he's being picked on by his teacher basically. um but then the next perspective we get to see is of that teacher and what has actually been going on in the classroom. And so you kind of just keep following the story bit by bit with different people. um and yeah, it's just really cool seeing it unravel. Um, it's almost like a mystery in a sense, but there's not anything like what you're finding is not necessarily like a physical thing. It is a
hmm
an emotional thing, and I really loved that aspect of the movie.
Yeah, I mean that sounds really cool. Yeah, it's been on my watch list for the longest time, and I think I think yeah, I'll probably end up watching it soon.
Hmm. Yeah, 100% recommend this. I would love to do a video in the future just talking about more of it. So yeah. The last movie I want to talk about is called 100 Meters. I also think you will really like this movie. It's about
This is also on my watch list.
yeah, like I mean you love the first Slam Dunk. I know that.
Uh-huh.
So I think if anything, like this movie's probably up your alley, just not the same sport.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like track and field, and there's uh, two guys that when they were kids, they trained like track and field, and both of them have advanced like really far in their career, and it's kind of building up to this like final race against each other to prove like who is really the best.
Yeah, I mean, there's just I don't know, there's just something about sports animes. Um, they always just feel so exciting. They're crazy over the top
Hmm.
also. I think it's I think from what I have seen, Slam Dunk, and also the first Slam Dunk, are probably the most realistic
Hmm.
sports anime in terms of no, it's a little unrealistic because they're high school players, and when you watch that show, like I don't think actual high schoolers can do that. That is like pro level stuff. But at least
Yeah.
it's physically possible. Meanwhile, you have Kuroko's Basketball, a show that I love. Literally has a character who can see into the future, and that is his special ability. One of the other characters is basically invisible. They explain it to where, like, he masks his presence so well, the other like players forget he's there. But then they also cut to the audience and they'll be like, "Oh my God, they're playing 5-on-4. What?" And it's like, no, there's clearly that player exists. He's on the court.
Is he
um,
visible? Is he visible to the audience, but just not people, or is he
like,
like literally
no,
transparent?
no, he's not literally invisible. He just has such a lack of presence that and then they call it misdirection where he's able to like make you focus on something else other than him that
Mm,
uh it feels or that he it gives the illusion of being then none of this is supposed to be supernatural. It basically is.
I see. Yeah, because it just more sounds like they're like it's like basketball, but with like superpower like things. So
Kind of is that, but then they have these silly explanations to try and ground it in reality. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
which superhero would be like the best at basketball?
I mean, I feel like the easy answer is Superman.
I was gonna say Spider-Man because he's from New York. I don't know, but I think wait, we were talking about 100 meters. Yeah, just getting back
Yeah,
on
sorry.
topic. Uh, the movie has an interesting animation style in that it's all rotoscope. So, or at least it's like significantly aided by rotoscope technology, and they draw over it,
Hmm.
which leads to some really like striking like expressions, and the running scenes are really awesome. They look visually like stunning, um, and I love even the moments when like a character's crying, they make it like seem so funny because his face like just like scrunches up really weirdly. Um, and so yeah, like this movie that has like a lot of like tension kind of gets it's weird. It gets its like sad emotional beat, but it kind of makes you laugh at the same time. So I don't know how I'm supposed to feel, but I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, this has been one that I have been meaning to watch, and I definitely am gonna try to get to it like as soon as possible now.
Yeah, this would also be a recommend.
Mhm.
If I had to rank those three, I would say Monster is my favorite, followed by the drama, then 100 meters. So yeah,
All
what did you
right.
watch?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the two movies that I saw in April. One of them was an April release, or the two movies that I did not like. One of them was an April release. The other, I believe, is technically a March release. But those are, well, let me start from the bottom. So in my opinion, the worst movie of April is Mario Galaxy. Um, or the Mario Galaxy movie. I know. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love the games. I have been playing a ton of Mario Party Jamboree recently. I've been getting pissed off. also,
Mm-hmm.
Mario Party Jamboree, because I keep getting stars and then immediately losing them by landing on Bowser spaces. Uh, but I mean,
Let's
so I got an
go.
tangent, but there's an ally system in Mario Party Jamboree, and it's kind of broken because if you have the ally, you basically get double everything. If you get to the star, you can get 2 stars as opposed to 1. So I got 2 stars. I had an ally. I got 2 stars, and I was happy. Um, and then in that same turn, I land on a Bowser spot, and I was playing pro mode, where when you land on a Bowser spot, you lose 1 star. And I was like, well, at least I still have one. Good thing I had an ally. No, because when you land on a Bowser spot, your ally also gives up their star, which is actually your star. So I ended up losing 2 stars immediately. um, but okay, yeah, the Mario movie, I just, I just really, really hated this movie. Again, I mentioned it in our longer review. I just feel like the movie was not trying to even be a good movie. Um, and again, I don't need it to excel, but I do need it to try. And it was just like, yeah, I just really hated the experience of watching it. And funny thing is, I forgot most of what happened already, even though it has not been that long.
All right, well, I'm gonna tell you plot, uh, like word for word what every line spoken was in this movie. No, I mean I can't say I blame you. I mean I didn't enjoy the movie that much, but I had fun with it. I honestly don't. I wasn't expecting it to be good. Would I want it to be better? Yeah. I just kind of was like, I know what to expect of Illumination. Um,
Yeah.
and then I got my two favorite characters in Yoshi and Fox McCloud in the movie, so I
Yeah.
can't be too
Mhm.
unhappy. And I guess there's Bowser.
Yeah.
I just like this
Mhm.
shirt. I'm not like a huge Bowser's probably like my fifth or sixth like favorite Mario character overall
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I can't say I'm a fan of Fox McCloud. I've only really played him in the Smash Bros. Games. But I really liked I really liked him in the games, and I thought he was cool. And yeah, I mean, of course, there's Yoshi. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you are, I mean, most people who watch this movie are probably Mario fans, but if you're not a fan of Mario, if you're indifferent, or you have never played a Mario game, which um, really, but let's say that you did. Let's say somebody who has never played a
Oh, I
single
hate
Mario game
Mario. I can't play Mario. What are you talking about?
watched they watched this movie. I feel like they wouldn't get anything out of it. Where I think in the first one, I think you could actually just enjoy the movie as a movie.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
okay,
it just depends on like how big of a fan. I mean, I think like for the most part, this is more of a kids movie than anything. It's
yeah,
just a kids movie. Take your kids to see this movie. They'll love it. They'll love Mario. That's pretty much it.
yeah, um, yeah. I mean, thank God I don't have a kid that I gotta take this movie to. Or that I gotta take this, or that I gotta take to this movie. I don't know why that took me so much effort to say. And okay,
Well, yeah.
moving on. Moving on, another movie in April that I did not like. This is the one that I think technically came out in March, but I saw it a little bit late. Um, that's Dhurandhar, The Revenge, or Dhurandhar Part Two, however you want to call it. Um, I mean, I've mentioned it before. Uh, these are propaganda movies, but I will say the first one was it at least I thought it was enjoyable. If I'm trying to look past the propaganda, you can argue that hey, a well-made propaganda movie is like also not necessarily a good thing. Valid point. But
Hmm.
if I'm evaluating it as a movie, it was a rather enjoyable movie. Then on their part two, I thought, I mean, other than like one action scene at the beginning, which was awesome, Don't get me wrong, the movie was just like a slog to get through. The plot was just, again, it just felt like a series of events happening like as opposed to having an actual story engine driving the plot forward. It was way too long. Yeah, and I mean, I just found myself bored in a long action
Hmm.
like movie that's supposed to be an epic. Music was awesome. I mean, hell, I mean, I listen to the soundtrack all the time. But yeah, I mean, I just can't recommend that even as a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think, being present for that discussion, I just felt like this movie sounded like a little bit exhausting to a degree. So yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm surprised to hear that it's in the bottom again.
Exhausting is a good way to describe it. I mean, there was literally some guy in my theater who, at a certain point, was like, "Bro, how is this movie not over yet?" And I'm
He
saying
was
that
fed
word for
up.
word, by the way. Yeah, I'm saying that word for word. He wasn't like, he didn't say it in Hindi or anything like that. Or, no, he, word for word, bro, how is this movie not over yet? All right. But enough negativity. Let's move on to the positive stuff. And the first thing I gotta say is you know, may the apology be as loud as the disrespect. Because I disrespected a show last month. That is Invincible. I had Invincible as not my worst thing that I saw in March, but I definitely had it as a disappointment. At the time, I think there was only 3 episodes out. Mark was just really boring and depressed. The show was kind of boring also. And then episodes 5, 6, and 7 came out. And oh my God, especially episode 7, just absolute insane. Some of the best drama that we've seen in the show, some of the best action that we've seen in the show. I mean, it just did an entire like flip, you know? And I mean, just yeah, I was blown away. I didn't love the finale. The finale did feel a little bit like finale. It feels like episode 7 was a real finale, and then episode 8, which was the actual finale, should have been episode 1 of season 5.
Hmm.
But overall, I mean, I think yeah, the later half of the season really turned things around. I think the season could have been 4 episodes. That's a different conversation though. But overall, I was very, very happy um with the second half of Invincible.
Um, is this the last season of Invincible?
It is not.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's good that it's like actually picking up because I don't know, I've seen some clips floating around Twitter. I feel like Twitter is more negative than usual. So I don't really know if I'm getting like hearing an echo chamber or not. It'll be funny. You'll be on like Twitter and you'll have this thing that you love to look up and then you'll randomly see like hate tweets directed at
Oh
them
yeah.
like trying to flip
Mhm.
you to the other side. I'm like, "What? Like I don't want to see this." Um
Yeah.
but yeah, like I think I think if anything Invincible is at least proving like that when it has like a strong foundation, then it can like recapture its audience. At least that's what it sounds like. I don't know if other people feel different.
Yeah, I do think I know 2 other people who watch Invincible. Both of them kind of had very
I just got
like enlightening.
flashed.
Yeah. Not that way, but
Like I guess I almost said flash banged, but I don't know if that's
I know.
the right term either. But yeah.
But yeah, I think you just upset Thrag. He's gonna bring out the Viltrumite secret, Viltrumite finisher move. Yeah. If you've seen the show, you'll get it. But
No, it was like
uh,
Starlight came in. She was like,
but yeah, I know two other people who watch Invincible, and they kind of had the same opinion as me, where it didn't start out too great, and then it picked up. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah. It also helps that like when you have characters that are like they're like Mark like that
Yeah.
they have like a really easy like story to follow
Hmm.
for people to like grab onto, and I think he kind of reminds people of like the old school like superhero shows like
Yeah.
with the Spider-Man and Superman stuff.
Hmm.
But I've always thought that Invincible's like kind of like adult tone like
Hmm.
lends itself to like some interesting stories. I'm getting more excited to get back into watching it. I just like hope that um, season. I hope that the season like stays on that course. I guess when I watched season 3, I just wasn't really a big fan of it. So
Yeah. I definitely think season 4 is better than season 3.
okay, that's good to know.
Hmm. And all right, moving on, my the second best thing I saw in April. You already talked about it. It's the drama. I think the drama was, yeah. I mean, we've already talked about it, so I'm not gonna touch on it too much. But super, super funny, and also just really, really, also really interesting. Bringing up a lot of interesting. I like. I think this is a movie that's very easy to talk about and
Yes,
discuss
very
because,
interesting. Very interesting.
yeah, it's very it's like, what would you do in that situation? I I can't really think of many movies that I have seen lately that get to that level. But yeah, the number one thing I watched was something that I wasn't actually planning on talking about. I was gonna wait until next month because I was like, okay, the season is still ongoing. Let me wait until May and have it be on the conclusion. Yeah. But you decided to talk about a bunch of movies that came out years ago, so I think I can squeeze this one in. It's Daredevil Born Again season two. Um,
Okay.
Daredevil Daredevil obviously started out as a Netflix show, and I thought all three seasons were great. And then it got canceled, and they just brought it back on Disney like last year in the form of Born Again. I thought season one of Born Again was solid. I didn't think it was on par with any of the seasons from Netflix. And now season two is out, and wow, I mean, this show is incredible. The character work is already awesome. I mean, there's a bunch of characters. There's this character named Daniel who I did not care about at all in season one. In season
Poor
two,
Daniel, man. Damn.
oh yeah,
What did
I
he
mean, I
do?
hated that guy. I was like, I would tune in every week, and I was like, this better be the episode Daniel dies. And and he's had a very great arc, and I really do like that character now. Um, I mean, he's not necessarily the best person, but it's more he's a good character for the show. Of course, the primary characters of Matt Murdock, Karen Page, um, continue to be standouts. Wilson Fisk, Kingpin continues to be just one of the best villains. And then Bullseye, they just they did a lot of character building with Bullseye this season, and he's way more interesting. And if we're talking Bullseye, oh my God, there is a fight where it's Bullseye versus, they call it the Anti-Vigilante Task Force. It's basically ICE.
Hmm.
This show is basically kind of having Wilson Fisk as Trump, and he has this task force that's rounding people up. That's basically like ICE, and they're taking them to to this place called Red Hook. Again, it's very, very topical in modern day. So you basically have Bullseye fighting ice agents in one scene, and it, it is an awesome scene. I mean, it's it's a very, very well shot fight scene, but it's also just so clever as to like how he will just pick up a random object and just turn that into any deadly weapon, and he's able to, and his whole thing is that he never misses, and he doesn't need a gun. He can pick up like this remote and bounce it off the walls, and it'll
Why
just
did I look
hit.
in the direction of the room? Like I was gonna see it fly across the room.
um but yeah, I mean, he'll just somehow hit the target in a way that it immediately kills them, even though you don't think it should. Um, and they somehow make it all believable enough. I mean, it's a Marvel comic book show. Um, yeah, I mean, uh, this show is just incredible. There's one more episode left until the finale, which is next week. So, um, hopefully I don't eat my words in like hopefully the finale isn't so atrocious that it's
Hmm.
gonna be like, oh wow, I regret this the way I regretted putting Invincible in my worst shows for March. But yeah, I mean, just Daredevil is just I did not think that they would be able to get to this level. Um, but they are, and I love it.
I mean, so there was a lot that was said, and I know I
Yeah.
don't know a lot about Daredevil. So, like I said, I'm more like I've seen Invincible, The Boys, the Spider-Man movies, the animated
Hmm.
ones. Like so, I'm not
Yeah.
like too familiar with Daredevil, but I know he's super popular. I know that people were very upset at like the show's cancellation at some point, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying the return of it.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Invincible and The Boys, Daredevil is the best comic book show of 2026 so far. We'll see. We'll see what else comes out. I think Lanterns is also gonna be really good.
Hmm.
Um,
Um, of the three things that are in your best, like what would you put the highest?
yeah, so my ranking is basically how I introduced it. It goes Daredevil at one, the drama at two, Invincible at three.
Okay.
I was gonna throw the Pit in there, but I was disappointed by the finale quite a bit. Not just the finale, the last few episodes.
Yeah. What was disappointing about it?
Um, it just feels like they didn't handle some of the like. By the time I got to the finale, it was one of those like, oh, what? This is the finale. There's
Hmm.
a lot that there is to wrap up, and I don't think it wrapped it up well. Um, it doesn't even necessarily feel like they. I mean, we'll see how they address it next season, but
Hmm.
I know one storyline did not feel wrapped up, and that actress isn't even returning for next season, so I'm guessing it's not going to be wrapped up. Yeah, it was just an overall. It felt like they had. It felt like they were they could have easily had like three more episodes of content, and but they were just like they were like, oh shit, we gotta end it. And there's stuff they introduced also, like they introduced a huge thing at the end of
Hmm.
the penultimate episode, and it was like, how are you gonna address all this in the finale? And they don't. So it's kind of like what?
Sorry, while you were talking, like I thought I got like bit by like a spider or something, and like I was like thinking
Oh
like,
shit.
what is like the craziest thing you've had? No, I think I'm fine. I'm just like itchy. But like, what is like the craziest like thing a patient has had to come into the pit for? Because I was thinking like, whoa, like a crazy spider bite or something,
Mm,
or like eaten by a. Well, I forget where they're Pittsburgh, right? So it'd be a
yeah.
like I'm trying to think what could happen in Pittsburgh.
I mean, there
Anything? I don't
was
know.
There was it's so hard for me to pick like one specific thing. I know there was like I can't remember the exact details, but they were like brothers who were just doing like stupid stuff, and they kept getting hurt. I can't remember
Mm,
exactly what it was though that they were doing. I mean, the show gets very graphic though. There is a scene where they cut off someone's cast, and you just see a ton
oh
of
my gosh.
maggots on their arm. And apparently they were real maggots. Like they got
Ah,
real maggots and they actually put it on the actor's arm. Yeah. You see
nasty.
them chop off, or you see someone's leg get cut off and all that.
Hmm.
It's yeah, the show is graphic. I mean, every show has a scene where a woman gives birth, right? That's just a thing. But they always when they have a character go under the blanket to look, they always show the character's face. No, not the pit. The pit shows the baby coming out in detail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Uh, that
I
sounds
think the
so
craziest
nasty.
thing I think one of the craziest things that you do see is just the people coming in, just them. Like, there's this one woman who's having a medical emergency. She's pregnant, and and basically the way to fix it is putting her under, getting the baby out. That will solve. That will like make sure that she has a healthy baby, and it will also save her life. And she refuses because she wants a natural birth. And they are telling her, if you do not do this, you will die, and so will your baby. But she is insisting on not doing the treatment because she wants to have a natural birth. And I think that is the thing that is crazy and blows my mind.
Uh, I think I need to like really up my game on watching more shows because I have seen a couple of episodes of The Pit, but I've been meaning to like actually tune in. I've only been tuning in whenever I saw my friends were like streaming it, so you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be interested in learning more. But I'm also on the Pit Twitter, so I see all of this Pit stuff, and I don't even know what half of it means. So I hope you're
Twitter
enjoying
is
it.
Pit Twitter is insane because there was like, oh my god, I can't believe the scene where this and this happens. It was so crazy. That scene never happened in the show. Um, I see that all the time. It's like these fake spoilers going around for the pit.
So that's it for this week's episode. Thank you all for watching. Uh, these were our top 5 favorites and least favorites of April. Let us know what yours were down in the comments below. And as always, like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. And stay tuned next week for another episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.